pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Welcome everybody here. Future board meetings February 8th and 22nd and March 8th, all here at 6 p.m. We've got a couple of revisions to the agenda, nothing major. Public recognition. We have a recommendation to approve a $30 donation from Steve and Becky Bowman for the Southwood Cross Country. We also have a recommendation to approve a donation for $2,483.33 from Educator Brain State AWS Foundation to purchase books for WMAT staff. Recommendation to approve a $10.40 donation from Casey's General Stores for student use at Southwood Elementary. Recommendation to approve the $30.30 from Box Tops for Education, General Mills, for use at Southwood Elementary. And we have a recommendation to approve a $500 donation from Crum Farms for Northfield Junior High girls basketball. A recommendation to approve a $200 donation from an anonymous donor for Sharp Creek Robotics. And finally, a recommendation to approve a $1,000 donation from Tiffany Hubbard and Ryan Harrington for Sharp Creek Robotics. Those are all very generous.
I move to accept donations.
Second.
Motion and second to approve the donations. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
School recognition.
Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and do the ones that are listed from our other schools, and then if Mrs. Boone has anything, and then we'll go ahead and do our highlight tonight for our staff spotlight. So I'll go ahead and read a little bit here. First of all, from Daniel at Southwood. Southwood would like to recognize the following Southwood graduates who made the Dean's List for the fall semester at Ball State University: Kim Hobson, Monica Hobson, Kayla Mays, and Logan Arnold. Way to go, Knights, Cardinals. Also, congratulations to Aaron Laynard, who made the Dean's List at Indiana University as an elementary education major. Way to go. So it's nice. We do get those from time to time from the colleges and universities. And then Mr. Martin at Sharp Creek Elementary would like to thank the Urbana Lions Club and Dr. Lindsay Culver of Midwest Eye Consultants for helping us kick off our current K-Kids fundraising efforts on behalf of the Leader Dogs for the Blind. Students are participating in a penny war and other opportunities to assist in funding the training of Lucky, a puppy in training. And I had the opportunity to be able to go to that presentation, and the K-Kids, which are elementary kids of like the Kiwanis, that great service group that we have in Wabash County. Anyway, they did a great job as the president, the vice president, the secretary. I think there was 3 of them that actually did a lot of the presentation. And of course, Dr. Lindsay Culver, who's also Hawaiian, doing that, so we appreciate them. And then also from Mr. Martin at Sharp Creek, our robotics team programmers had an opportunity to virtually meet with Purdue University's VEX-U programmers recently, thanks to the Sharp Creek, coaches for making this happen, as our students love to learn from experts. So it's really neat to have that connection with Purdue and learning what they know and helping those students with the robotics. So that's all I have tonight as far as what was written from the other principals. Mrs. Boone, do you have anything, or are you just going to share a little bit with from Mrs. Wilson?
I can do a quick summary of things and then lead into
okay, let's just do that
the
then.
reason we're here. Right?
Okay, yes.
Well, I'd like to just highlight my staff in general, because we've served over 427 students so far this year, and just in the last 2 days we're pushing 10 new applicants, and that's just how our world goes. It's just constant in and out, and so it takes a lot of maneuvering and teachers being very flexible, willing to be flexible, and working their tails off to get students engaged right away and to keep up with all the management and onboarding of students. So I really appreciate their efforts. And also I wanted to highlight our graduates. So far this year, just in the first semester, we've had 48 graduates. And so that's pretty exciting, and we've got a lot more on the docket to hopefully have done by this summertime. So we're pretty excited for them, and it's a lot of those students. This has been an opportunity that they wouldn't have had otherwise. So just appreciate you guys' continued support of this program and of our students and our mission. And with that being said, when I talk about us having served 427 students to that point, that's who's enrolled as of right now. But we have 30 students that we are working on enrollment and hope to have done by next week. And every one of those students goes through Kylie's hands. So she meets with, orients their families, and spends all that time just meeting with the families, going over our getting them onboarded into our program, making sure that they get off to a good start. That's a lot of work. Every one of those kids takes a minimum of 2 contacts, and 2 is a blessing. That normally does not happen. It usually takes a lot more than that, but just she's reaching out, she's getting them engaged in our onboarding process, getting them through our orientation course, and then she's scheduling enrollment meetings and takes time to get to know our families and get to know the students, make them feel welcome out of the gate. So she is kind of like, she's the first voice and first face that our students and families meet, and her personality and work ethic just fit that role perfectly. So we're very appreciative of her and her efforts, especially during, throughout the year. She's constantly onboarding kids every day, but, and I'm not exaggerating when I say that. She's doing onboarding every day, even works through the evenings and weekends when that's what accommodates to accommodate our family schedules. So just really appreciate her and our entire staff, the way that we all work together as a team. We get a lot accomplished for a small number of people and lots of kids. So just really proud of them and proud of Kylie and opportunity to recognize her tonight.
Okay, and before we go to that, I want to say one other thing too. So we always have to talk about having the right people on the bus. And I mean, as far as the seats that they have. And so obviously we have a great staff with that. And one thing that we have to really work on, and they have done, and Ms. Boone with her whole staff has done a great job, is just to make the program accomplished with fidelity. And I think that's been a big goal of hers and with the staff. And so that's why there's a lot of success when there's a lot of other programs out there. And so it still continues to be the same way like that. So really appreciate that there. So at this time though, we love to do the spotlight. And so if Kara and Kylie can come up here, we have to make sure we get you at the front and center as far as the camera goes. You want them to face that way a little bit more. Once you face that way, so the camera can see you. So anyway, Mrs. Webb, teacher with the Bridge program, nominated Kylie, so I will go ahead and let her share with what she said. And you can share you don't have to do it
I'll share more.
verbatim, so go ahead.
So this is still true about Kylie, so I'm just going to read it and then I'll add to it. So when I nominated her, I put that Kylie gives 100% to her job. She's thoughtful, does a great job with getting our students going, and stays on top of things diligently. She's always kind and asks how she can help. She's truly a huge asset to the Bridge program. And I still believe 100% every word of that. I think I nominated her about 3 months ago, but it doesn't matter. This is true every day of Kylie. And when I came to MSD after 29.5 years at another corporation, she was so welcoming to me just personally. She had her 100,000 things she was doing, but she never made me feel like she couldn't stop and help me with something and help me figure out how to transition to be part of the Bridge program. And now as I worked for 2.5 years here, and my students, when I onboard them myself for what I have to do, which is after her process, they know things and they talk about Kylie or Mrs. Roman, and they're just so happy to have connected with her and had somebody feel like they care about them, because so many of our families come to us when school hasn't worked, it's been a negative thing for them. And so to have the teacher to get them already a little bit over that hump of feeling like this is a positive thing and this is a new hopeful situation, and that's on Kylie, and I love her and I'm so glad to work with her. Thank you.
All right, Kylie, do you have anything you would like to say?
Well, this is my 6th year with MSD. I've had a couple different roles, but I will say this is where I'm supposed to be, this is where I'm meant to be, this is where I want to be. I have an amazing boss, coworkers, our team is just incredible, our mission. I just am blessed every day to be, this is what I do, like, I just love it, so I'm super thankful.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you.
And so, on behalf of MSD Wabash and our sponsor, because we do have a sponsor through First Farmers Bank and Trust, I'd like for you to read the card out loud.
Congratulations, because you have dreamed big and worked hard, we figured you might like a soft place to rest. Thank you for doing what you do so well. Staff Spotlight.
And so a soft place, there is a blanket in there, but I don't know if you'll ever be able to use it because you don't have enough time to rest.
She'll wrap up in it after that.
I'll use it.
So I do want to say one other thing too. I was going through some pictures today. I was showing some a picture of something, and I noticed that you were in a picture congratulating one of your graduates at the Honeywell Center. And so when Mrs. Boone talks about, and that's probably maybe 2 years ago or well, I don't know when it was exactly. I'd have to look at the picture again.
Probably at least a year.
Yeah. So when Mrs. Boone talks about flexibility, traditionally we have graduations, at our schools and things like that, but they meet the students where they're at and however that works. And so I remember that one specifically too, especially when I had that picture of.
And with her daughter.
And with her daughter, because that's part of the mission too, because there's different situations that happen with some of our students that they still need to graduate, but they have life situations that make it a little bit more difficult. And so she did have her daughter, and you were there, and I took a picture of both of you. So anyway, congratulations on that. Let's give her one more round of applause. Mrs. Boone, can you get one more picture with all that? And because our Mr. Drake's not here tonight, he usually does that, and then you can send it to me, and with Mrs. Boone.
Yes. I want to send it to you.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you.
And so like I give all of you, you guys are welcome to stay for the meeting, but these guys won't cry too much if you leave, so, but it's up to you.
Firecracker.
Yeah. So that's all.
Thank you. At this point, we will do public comment for agenda items only, so if you want to stick around and say something, you can, but we're also probably going to catch up with people viewing on Facebook. Okay.
My element right now.
Thank you
Doesn't look
very
like we have any
Thank you.
comments right now.
Okay. All right, so we'll move on to consent agenda items. The first thing we have is the approval of the minutes, and I'm just going to lump these all. We did 3 different meetings last week, and we read through the meetings, and want to make a correction to any of those, we can do that, but I'm just going to do these all together. So I need the approval of the minutes for the Board of Finance, the reorganization, and the regular meeting from January 11th.
I move to the minutes.
Sure. Motion and second to approve the minutes of the last meetings. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay. Claims.
Page 2, Chris, Dark Trace Holdings Limited.
Yes. So
It says in, I forget, there's another word there.
it's a program that Aaron is using for a cybersecurity purposes to help prevent some of those types of issues and maybe be able to trace some of that stuff to different devices so that it can get nipped in the bud before it creates a problem.
Is there like a buy-in or that's a yearly, like if we do it next year, be same fee?
I believe so. He said it wasn't a cheap service.
Cybersecurity is a big business.
Yeah.
Will that affect all the devices?
I mean, it'll be attached to all the devices, but it won't impact the day-to-day use and
Okay,
none
that's what I
of
meant.
the kids are gonna even know
Notice,
that
yeah.
anything's happening.
I had another one too. Since this is my first meeting, page 5, office rental for 12,000. That's going out to,
That is area programs fee
Going-
to us. So it shows on here
yeah, it
as a
looked like,
claim
we
because,
were paying out.
but it's area program.
And since we're the LEA, it's gonna be.
Because we're the LEA, it shows it as expense from area program, which shows it as a
Yeah,
claim
I
for
apologize
us.
for never noticing that before then, but
Yeah.
nice round number.
Yeah.
Was
Sticks out,
yeah. Which really, you know, the nice round number is probably more honest than if somebody was trying to get away with something.
Yeah.
Because they make it look
Yeah,
like
they-
it was a real number.
But that happens from time to time where a claim will come out for them, but will go to us as a revenue of some sort.
So that's really money that's going to go into a different account,
It's going into
Into
our,
our account.
yeah,
WMAP.
it's coming out of the special ed grant that area program manages, and then it comes to us, and that one probably goes into our operations fund, I would assume. I'd double check on that, but
That's the only two I have. You guys good?
I'm good.
Nope, I'll move to approve claims then.
Second.
Motion and second to approve claims, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Payroll,
the first payroll in January. Reflective of typical payroll.
I move the payroll.
motion and second to approve payroll, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Okay, personnel, under personnel we have, should have had this ready to go. Under employment, Sally Beitzel for athletic secretary at Southwood, Tim Miracle custodian at Northfield High School, retirement Pam Campbell, teacher at Sharp Creek Elementary. Well, she's going to be used. Transfer Howard Goshert, transferring from custodian to head custodian at Sharp Creek Elementary. And leave, there are two numbers there, 134, 135. You see the dates for those.
And if I can just mention a little bit more, Mrs. Campbell at Sharp Creek, been doing a great job, very energetic, actually volunteers for a lot of different things, and still now today. I just noticed that, I get all the emails from different schools, and sometimes they need help doing different things, like taking tickets at ball games and different things like that, and she's always willing to do that, and is just a good advocate for students and for Sharp Creek and for MSD, and so she will definitely, like you said, Mr. Daisy, will definitely be missed, but wish her well in her retirement.
All my kids knew Metro North when she was there.
Yep.
I'll move to approve the HR slate.
Second.
Motion and second to approve HR, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Heartland Career Center report, Matt, you got anything for us?
Well, nothing much. They're just still working out details on the building. That's where it's sitting right now.
Did you get elected president?
Yes, I did.
Congratulations.
Well, thanks. We think that's good.
That's good, that's good.
Mike, got a superintendent's report?
Yeah, I just want to share a little bit, and we'll do some more of this later when we do some more of the data, but Indiana always provides us with a Indiana transfer report, and a lot of times, we look at students that leave our district and students come into our district, and we a lot of times just focus on those 8 districts that we touch. And since we are a large corporation, we do touch, like I said, 8 different districts. And so we netted 102 students as far as the number of students that actually we lost and the number of students that gained. So we did gain 102. That is just through only those neighboring school corporations. And so, but our total net through all of the state of Indiana with all of our programs that we have is 309 students. And so it's interesting to note that 1,716 students are in our district, that live in our district. And So if we went back to the non-open enrollment, those are the only students that we could choose from, but now we can choose from any students in the state of Indiana. So again, 309 students. It's also interesting to note that in Wabash County, all of Wabash County, there's only 4,590 students in the whole county, which is kind of interesting because that's way down from, the heyday of all the different school districts, just because we don't have as much population. So it's just interesting to know. But it's great news to know that, students are choosing and parents are choosing MSD, and we have a net gain of 309 total, and then compared to the 102 with just our neighboring districts. So just a good celebration there. The report is very, very interesting because it shows every school district in the state of Indiana, also the non-pubs and the charter schools, and it's just interesting to see where students are going. If you ever want to see that, it's all public knowledge. It's on the DOE website. But
They're
questions?
non-public, it shows being transferred into here, they spent a year, or their previous education was in a non-public school. You had that one category there.
Right, so in other words, like charter schools, we had 11 students that left us to charter school. We had approximately 19 for non-public. For example, we have 15 students that are going, that live in our district that go to St. Beats right now. So, and that's pretty common. And then there's some other ones, they call them the others. There's a few others that we have on there, and that's basically if they're court ordered out of our district to someplace else. So kind of like with court ordered. It's interesting, every student now has a number, and so everything is tracked, and that's how we get that information.
Every student, if I could interject, every student has a number.
STN number, yes, and that's how we track all of this. So otherwise, it would not be able to be tracked.
Big brother.
Chip?
Yeah, that's next.
Every employee has a number too.
That's different. I just like a little bit of innocence.
It's very confidential though, seriously. I mean, those numbers cannot be shared and things like that. And so not supposed to be emailed or anything like that. So, they're long numbers too. Nobody's gonna memorize all of them. So
All right.
that's all I have.
Okay, thank you, Mr. Kefever. Mr. Vick is not here, so I assume nobody's going to be doing
No,
a
he didn't.
curriculum report in his absence. Excuse me, so we'll move on to new business. First item under new business is a recommendation to approve the purchase of the new buses.
Yeah, we typically, this time of year, we purchase the new buses that are needed so that we can have them for the start of the school year. Well, we found out that the estimated delivery time of these buses are about a year out. So figured we still need to get them ordered so that we can have some new updated buses to replace some of the ones that we've gotten rid of or have become spares. So we went over all of this when we did our budget hearing in regards to bus replacement plans. So I just threw that up there just to kind of show you where we're at with our number of buses. And we're just looking to replace and purchase 2 yellow regular buses, which are at $100,000 a piece, which is up $7,000 a piece from last year. We've been going with the Thomas buses. Kyle likes those, and so yes, the recommendation would be to purchase 2 Thomas buses at a price of $200,530.
It is interesting to note though, I know Dr. Kuhn looks at projections, and I don't know if that's a 5% increase.
4%.
4%
I think I put
increase.
it at the top there, 4%.
Yeah, so in 2033, if that is correct, they will be up to $154,000 a piece. Just to let you know.
Wow.
What's it use?
12. Well, they say it's, after 12 years, you have to get 2 inspections. So 12 is the typical standard. I mean, you can do the 12 if the bus is still in good shape. They go anywhere between 10 to 12 years. A lot of it depends on how many miles are put on a bus. We got a couple buses that drive all day long, and so their typical lifespan's a little shorter.
So I'm sure after 12 years, they start to nickel and dimes.
With approval tonight, since that's such a long delivery period, we just sign a PO or purchase.
Yeah.
And then.
So once you approve this, then I can go in and fill out the purchase order, and there's a section that says, asked if this has been approved by your board, and I can click on that.
And it locks it in,
Yeah.
price and all.
Yep. Yep.
Is that it? I'll move to approve the 2 buses to be ordered or purchased. Second ordered.
Motion and second to purchase the new buses. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
And recommendation to approve the school board appointment of a non-voting member to the County Redevelopment Commission. I believe that's you, isn't it?
Yes. Salary is 0.
Want us to double it?
Don't even get a vote.
I'll do it if you double it. I'll do it, man, if you double it.
Okay.
Okay.
They don't even let you vote, do they?
No,
Non-voting member.
Non-voting.
but you have every opportunity to interject your thoughts.
Mhm.
It's a good group of people. I'm willing to accept it.
Which means that you can sway a vote if you are persuasive enough.
I nominate Kevin Bowen.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second for Kevin. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Okay, so Kevin is our non-voting member. We have no unfinished business or board policy, public comment on anything. Wait a few seconds to let Facebook catch up. Okay. That was a short meeting then. Any items from board members? Okay, we're adjourned.